Hi, this is Pam with ROC Metaphysical. It's a new year, and I've got one of our returning writers coming on board, and so we're going to be interviewing Tobie. But just to backtrack for a minute, the magazine ROC Metaphysical, that's ROC, which stands for Rochester, which is where I'm from. It's an online magazine. It has articles that are new the first of each month, and then it also has a calendar and business advertising. So as a way for my readers to get to know my writers better, I've been using Zoom and talking to my writers so we can get to know them better. And with COVID, now I get to see them at least on a TV screen. So also it's free to go on, and the link is rocmetaphysical.com. So people want to go to the magazine. Now I've done my due diligence for the magazine. So I've got Tobie online with us, and Tobie is not far from Rochester in central New York. So hi, Tobie, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. So you have been writing, it seems like, for a long time, and I should probably preface this in saying that we know each other. So
Yes.
I know a little bit about you. So why don't you go ahead and talk about your metaphysical background and then also your writing background.
Well, I've been writing since I can remember. I've been writing poetry. My new thing is that I'm writing a lot of poetry, and a lot of it's metaphysical, and sending that out and getting people to read it. I don't know what it's like not to be in contact with spirit. So that's, I can't reference when that started. It was probably 3 or 4 that I can remember going back. I met my uh, my guide, Roger. You remember Roger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I've had him. I have another person now, Nakoma, who is a healing guide. But I've always been able to talk to spirit. I've always been able to hear spirit, because you can talk to spirit all day long. But if you can't hear it, you're not getting any answers. And I wanted answers. So I've been doing that my entire life. And I guess the one thing is I've been practicing medium since I was 19, which is many years ago. And I guess I have a fairly good connection with spirit, because sitters like to come back. So that's nice. But I realized that, I can take this information and I can help people to find their path in life. I mean, some people get hooked into doing some kind of thing they never thought they wanted to do. And it's because, mom told them, well, you can make a lot of money doing this, or this is a very secure occupation. And of course, now in 2020, we know, or 2021, we are, nothing is as secure as we thought it was. And so one thing that, well, let me go back a minute. When we come onto the plane of Earth, okay, because there's many planes, there's many dimensions. When we come to Earth, we incarnate knowing exactly what we're supposed to do and where we're supposed to go. And what our path is supposed to be. The problem is that every time you learn something new, like, oh, I don't know, rolling over, sitting up, talking, all sorts of skills that you need, that your body needs in order to live in this life, your spirit starts to lose your attention. So while your spirit knows everything about you and retains it, you in the process of doing all that physical work, you lose the ability to hear your spirit clearly and remember what it is you're here for.
Right. So, and I think it's kind of interesting. I've had experiences with my kids when they were tiny who told me, my one son told me he picked me. He could have had many mothers, but he picked me. And I thought, wow, that was kind of a moment, when you realize that when they say the children are still connected, and I was like, oh, sure. And when my son said that, I was like a little taken aback. So, I mean, I agree that I think, we come down and, we're still connected. But, you know, that's a good way to think about it, that we're so busy trying to become human that we can't remember like how to talk to our angel or our guide or
Exactly.
whatever's on the other side. And what I think is great is that you have this intuitive background and you've had it forever, but then you have a writing background and they really kind of mesh together.
They have, I have lost track, so I'm probably not the best spokesman for this, but I have probably 10 or 11 books. I keep adding them. I throw them up there and I write and I get them up on Amazon. But I've been writing on esoteric topics for years now, both fiction, nonfiction, meditations, all kinds of books that can help people. Because obviously, if I'm here to serve spirit, I'm here to serve spirit, you know, on the other side of the veil, but also spirit here. And so it's reaching out to people in their bodies and saying, this is what I see. This is how I see you. And here's some guidance for how you can get back to that point too, which is what my latest book does. The latest book that I wrote was Pathwork, Discovering Your Direction in Life. And that's up on Amazon now. And it is for sale. However, anybody who signs up to do the consulting program with me gets the book for free. I send that to them when they sign up. And
All right, so talk about the program, because the book came first or the program came first, and then
they happened simultaneously, and I just delayed and delayed and delayed. And once in a while, you know, at some point, spirit goes, okay, now. About now. And there were just a lot of different things that were telling me that in this day and age, this time on this plane, this book was necessary. And being able to meet with people to help them discover their path, rediscover their path in some instances, was really a calling that I had to step up and do. So what I've done is I've created a program. The initial program is 4 weeks. 50 minutes a week, and meeting with clients who want to discover or rediscover their path. And that may be a career path, it may be a relationship path, it may be something that they need, that they feel that they want to discover their passion. What is it they want to do? Because I think some people, and this is a lot of the beginning of the book and what I wrote in the article, people there's something tickling them in the back of their mind. What, and they can feel it, like, and they don't know what it is. And they know that they should be doing something different. And they have no idea how to access that information. And so I have created a program where I will guide them. That's the nice thing about this particular consultation practice, is that I actually don't do very much. No, I do, but the thing that they're going to be getting is instruction on how to do vision boards, to let themselves meditate and then find pictures either in magazines or on the web, and create vision boards. And then we will take that vision board and start to look at it, and why did they pick these pictures? What does this mean to them? And that should spark where they should be. That's one of the key things that we do. Then I want to let people know I did a vision board 5.5 years ago. And some of the stuff didn't make any sense when I put it on the board. I was just like drawn to the words, drawn to the pictures. And with this that I'm doing now, I can see where a whole section of that board opens up, and there's a doorway that I pasted there, and to enter. And I can see that there's all sorts of things that I never expected to happen that have happened. So I know it's a very reasonable, viable way to find your passion and what you want to do. But I know how to look for it, and a lot of people don't. So I thought this would be a good way to help them find that. In addition, I wrote a book called Intuitive Writing, which just helps people to meet their spirit guides, talk to their loved ones on the other side, look at their lives through writing. through stream of consciousness writing, all sorts of ways to write, and have them be able to make that connection. And in this case, we're going to be specifically, what did you do for the last 10 years? But they'll be writing it from the standpoint of 10 years from now. So they will look back at the past 10 years and they will find those things, because when you open up your stream of consciousness, when you allow your mind to open up, and I will be giving exercises to do that, it just comes out. It's just there. And so that's what we'll be doing for 4 weeks, is doing these exercises. I understand that some people may want more of the consultation part of it. Like, now that I know that, how do I do that? And so that probably would take longer than 4 weeks, and they can take another 4 weeks, or they can take individual consultations. And I've mentioned it to some people and they're like, God, that's just what I need. I'm like, well, just wait a little bit until I can get the book written, and then we'll take that from there. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
Oh, that's a lot.
Well, yeah, I'm also a proofreader for a firm, so I do that as a part-time job, which is it's very interesting. I've helped a lot of people, sort of think through things a little differently than they normally would.
Yeah.
And,
Well, my question is, though, I mean, what's your college education? Because I think you said you have your master's.
Oh, I have a bachelor's in English literature. All of them had English literature, but the further I went along, there was my master's was a balance of literature and writing, and then my MF, I have a Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing with a concentration in poetry. So and I can help people learn how to write too. I mean, this is part of what I'm offering. One of the things I'm hoping to do, well, this is a good story. I had been asking everybody and their brother, where is my spirit center? Because I knew my whole life that I would be opening up a retreat center for people to come together. And a mutual friend of ours, I'm not going to mention names, said it's 43 miles southeast of Rochester. And so I said, okay, well, I wasn't going to start driving around, so I just waited. And then when I met my my true love, when I met him, and came onto the property that I'm on right now, where I'm talking to you from, I recognized it as that place that I had always seen as my retreat center. So one of the things we're going to be doing is having summer retreats here that combine not only metaphysical exercises, genres. I want to get someone in for Qigong, and I can do meditation, but talk about acupressure, do painting. There's all sorts of things we can do, but also include in that writing. So there'll be available a cabin for writers who want to rent by the week to come and write.
Does that include food?
No, but if they're interested in coming over for dinner, I have no problem with that. But no, it's fully it's actually an RV that we have on the property, and it's all fitted out. But we'll be doing drum circles and all sorts of fun things. But that's going to be coming, obviously not this summer, because I don't want to start putting it together. If everything falls into place by the end of the summer, maybe by fall, autumn solstice, we'll be able, or equinox rather, we'll be able to have something here. So,
all right. Well, so you have an article that kind of overviews your program, and there's information about your book on there too.
Yes.
There's your website is on there, and I think your email and maybe your phone number is on that card that you provided to go with it. Yeah. But do you want to provide your email now?
Sure. My email is Tobie Hewitt. That's TOBIE Hewitt HEWITT @pathworkconsulting.com.
Okay.
And that'll be at the end of the article too. I think I included that. Right. And then my website is pathworkconsulting.com. So they can visit that and look around, see what I'm talking about. And That's a good way to contact me because they'd be able to write, in the comments area at the back, for the contacts. They can sign up for a newsletter, which I eventually will put together, but my blog is starting this week too. I already started my diet for the year, so that's not going to happen. I'm starting my blog on New Year's Day. There's just, you can connect with me there. You can connect with me through email. And if you call me and the number is in the article, I will be able to help you get an appointment. I'll be scheduling appointments pretty regularly for the next, I don't know, not before the 15th. You can call before the 15th, but there'll be no meetings until then. So.
Right, and temporarily it'll be online until all this crazy COVID stuff is just a faint memory.
That will be very nice. And I see this going at least until the end of August is what I've been feeling. So I think that, not that it's going to be like it is now, because it isn't, but it's going to still be iffy enough not for people to get together. Is going to be a little bit, do we want to do that? You'd have to look at how many people you have in your state or your area before you make plans to do anything. But
yeah,
and then after that, we'll see. I may be able to, because I want to be able to work with people all over the country and maybe even all over the world. So I don't want to restrict myself just to people around me. And plus, I live in the middle of nowhere. And so
yeah, but it's a pretty nowhere, and you're near water, so
it is. I can turn my head this way, and I am on the Seneca River, and it's absolutely gorgeous out there, even though it's gray and a little cloudy. It is cloudy today, but it's just a beautiful river. We have a beautiful land that people can come to for retreats. So. And I'll be doing, because of all of this, I'm going to be putting together some workshops for online that we can have probably maybe 10, maybe 20 people at a time and work through some of these things. It won't be personalized information like it would be in the consulting.
right.
But it would be helpful. Anything's helpful when you can start to open yourself up to hearing spirit. It just is.
Well, I think we've covered everything. Is there anything else that you want to?
I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful new year. And I think I see a lot of really miraculous things happening this year. And I would say as we go into maybe late February, early March, it's going to change. Everything is going to change. And so it'll for the better. And
Okay, good.
be a much more peaceable country and world and healthy world. So, yeah.
All right, well, we've got that on tape now.
Okay. I have a good track record, so.
Okay, well, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to hit the stop button. So
Bye-bye.
hopefully technology is going to work for me.